Some celebrities work hard to get noticed. But then there are the rare few who break the internet just by showing up. Whether it's a mirror selfie, a quiet red carpet moment, or simply the way they carry themselves, these men don't need to try. They are the moment. Their presence sparks fan edits, thirst tweets, and headlines, not because they chase attention, but because they own it. In a world that often demands queer people to tone it down, these five turned visibility into power and style into statement. Welcome to Rainbow Spotlight, where we celebrate the icons who don't just follow trends, they bend them. Today, we're counting down 5 gay celebrities who went viral simply by existing. But before we begin, tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? Let's see where our queer fam is tuning in. Chris Appleton, the Silver Fox stylist who makes glam look NSFW. Chris Appleton doesn't just style celebrities, he becomes the fantasy they're trying to serve. He's the man behind Kim Kardashian's glass hair moment, Jennifer Lopez's gravity-defying ponytail, and Dua Lipa's slick, futuristic stage looks. But somewhere between backstage clips and hotel mirror selfies, the stylist became the star. And let's be clear, Chris didn't just break the internet by working with icons, he became one, tall, tatted, silver-haired, and absurdly well-groomed. Chris looks like the genetically engineered love child of a Calvin Klein model and a Bond villain. There's a reason his behind-the-scenes videos get millions of views. Half the audience is watching the hair transformation, and the other half is watching him. The tight shirts, the sharp jawline, the casually perfect lighting. It's thirst trap energy disguised as professionalism, and that's what makes it hit harder. He's not trying to be hot, he's just doing his job and making it criminally sexy. But what truly sent the internet spiraling was when Chris stepped in front of the camera with his now ex-husband, actor Lucas Gage. Their whirlwind romance was like watching 2 thirst memes come to life. Matching fits, poolside TikToks, lingering glances, social media couldn't get enough. And while the relationship ended, the content left a permanent mark. People weren't just saying, goals. They were saying, I didn't know it was possible to be that hot and that coordinated. Chris isn't your typical influencer gay. He's not goofy. He's not performatively flirty. He's precise. He moves like someone who's in control of every detail, including your attention span. There's a sense that he knows exactly what angle he's serving, exactly how his tattoos frame his biceps, and exactly when to lower his voice for maximum effect. Even his tutorials sound like voice memos from your most attractive mistake. Beyond the thirst, though, there's depth. Chris came from humble beginnings in Leicester, England. He started cutting hair as a teenager, raised by a single mom, and hustled his way into Hollywood with pure talent and terrifying drive. He's open about being gay, a father, and building a career without compromising who he is. That kind of confidence, quiet, grounded, unshakable, is its own kind of sex appeal. The kind that lasts longer than a viral trend. In a space where beauty is often loud and chaotic, Chris Appleton is clean lines and confident silence. Whether he's brushing out extensions or walking into the Met Gala, there's a sense that he owns the room. And if he doesn't, he redesigns it. Chris didn't need a stage name or a breakout role. He didn't need to drop an album or act in a steamy series. He just showed up, made people look amazing, and somewhere along the way, became the one we couldn't stop looking at. Drop a 2 if Chris is your Silver Fox fantasy. And yes, hair appointments with him are fully booked. Andrew Scott, the hot priest who weaponized stillness and made you want to sin. Andrew Scott didn't go viral by showing off. He went viral by staying still. When he appeared in Fleabag as the soft-spoken, slow-blinking priest with chaos in his eyes, the internet didn't just notice, it surrendered. He wasn't loud, he wasn't shirtless, he was dangerous in silence. That role wasn't just acting, it was chemistry in slow motion. Every look, every pause, every breath, it felt like a seduction. Twitter lit up, queer Tumblr rose from the grave, and millions suddenly discovered that hot could mean something quieter, deeper, smarter. But the truth is, Andrew Scott had been turning heads long before Fleabag, just not in the mainstream. He spent years choosing substance over spotlight, indie films, stage work, layered roles that didn't care about fame. His refusal to play the industry game only made him more magnetic. And when the spotlight did find him, he didn't lean into it. He looked straight into the lens, soft and steady, like he was already inside your thoughts. His look isn't typical thirst trap material. He's not oiled up on a beach or flexing in a mirror. He's the opposite. A smirk you weren't ready for, a stare that lingers too long, a voice so calm it leaves you wrecked. And that's exactly why he went viral. Not for the surface, but for the spell he casts. Andrew Scott made people realize that yearning can be quiet. That hot can mean thoughtful, mature, complex. That sometimes the sexiest thing is simply being present. And let's talk about representation. Andrew is openly gay and never made it a thing. He came out, kept acting, and kept choosing roles that didn't water him down. From villains to lovers to literal ghosts, he played queer without explanation and without apology. In an industry that still whispers behind closed doors, that's not just refreshing, it's radical, especially when you do it with poise, depth, and a touch of danger. When All of Us Strangers dropped, it was Fleabag all over again, only gayer, sadder, deeper. His chemistry with Paul Mescal, explosive. The TikTok edits, everywhere. The thirst tweets, ruthless. But again, it wasn't about abs or flash. It was about emotion, silence, and that look he gives that feels like a secret only you get to keep. That's Andrew Scott's magic. He doesn't scream to be seen. He lets you see him. And when a man can do that, without raising his voice, without showing skin, without chasing attention, that's the kind of hot that breaks the internet in slow motion. Drop a 1 in the comments if Andrew's your pick. Or just whisper it. He'll hear you anyway. Jack Wolfe, the fairy prince who could break you with a smile. Jack Wolfe doesn't need abs to ruin you. He just needs a glance, and maybe a little moonlight. With his soft curls, wide eyes, and voice that sounds like a lullaby dipped in glitter, Jack has the kind of beauty that feels enchanted. You don't scroll past Jack Wolfe, you stop, you stare, and then you double back because, wait, who is that, and why does it feel like he already knows your secrets? Best known for his breakout role as Wylan in Shadow and Bone, Jack brought a quiet magic to the screen that didn't shout for attention. It shimmered. In a cast full of high-action, sword-wielding chaos, he floated in like a soft spell, fragile but unshakable. Fans instantly fell in love. Not just because he was beautiful, he is, but because his presence felt rare, unthreatening but powerful. Like if Timothée Chalamet had a British cousin raised in a fantasy novel. But Jack wasn't new to performing. Before Netflix found him, he'd been a rising star in the West End theater scene, singing and acting his way through productions with the kind of classical training that makes directors whisper, "He's the one." And when he sings, it's not just music. It's emotion wrapped in velvet. Every performance, even off-camera, feels like a love letter written in minor chords. Online, Jack's presence is pure serotonin. He posts softly lit photos, dreamy glances, and the occasional behind-the-scenes glimpse that makes fans go feral. There's nothing forced or try hard, no posing with protein shakes or thirst traps in locker rooms. Just Jack, existing, like a secret from another world who accidentally found Wi-Fi. It's effortless, and that's what makes it deadly. What sets Jack apart isn't just his look, it's the vibe. He doesn't flirt with the camera, he lets you come to him. He isn't demanding your attention, he's inviting your curiosity. There's something old world about him, a kind of queer softness that feels revolutionary in its stillness. In an internet full of noise, Jack Wolfe feels like silence with intention, and somehow that hits harder than any shout. Openly gay and proudly so, Jack is part of a new wave of actors who aren't interested in playing it safe or coded. His queerness isn't a subplot, It's center stage, in life and on screen. And the beauty of it is, he doesn't announce it. He lives it, with grace, authenticity, and a kind of sweet defiance that says, I am who I am, and I hope you brought tissues. Jack Wolfe didn't break the internet with shock value or scandal. He broke it with softness, sincerity, and that damn smile that feels like the first page of a story you didn't know you needed. Drop a 3 if Jack's your fantasy boy from the Fae realm. And if he already lives in your Pinterest board, we get it. Same. Olly Alexander, the glitter icon who flirts in falsetto. Olly Alexander doesn't walk into a room, he twirls into it, trailing glitter and unapologetic queerness like perfume. He's not just a singer, he's a statement. With his delicate frame, platinum curls, and cheekbones that could slice through velvet, Olly exists somewhere between pop star and living mood board. He's the guy who will sing about heartbreak in a mesh crop top and make you want to cry and dance at the same time. Rising to fame as the frontman of Years and Years, Olly didn't just serve vocals, he served vulnerability wrapped in neon. His music was catchy, yes, but the visuals? Full fantasy. Music videos with queer desire front and center, dancers in latex, religious iconography turned queer reclamation. Olly didn't just push boundaries, he bedazzled them and made them vogue. And then came It's a Sin. The moment he stepped onto screen as Richie Tozier, he transformed from pop star into full-blown queer acting force. The show was raw, devastating, and painfully beautiful, and Olly carried it with the kind of emotional honesty that stays with you long after the credits roll. Social media exploded. People who'd only known him for synth pop suddenly saw the depth, the grief, the rage, the joy, the fire. He wasn't just sparkling anymore, he was blazing. But let's talk about how he looks. Because yes, he's that hot. His beauty isn't about symmetry or gym stats, it's about presence. He'll post a blurry backstage photo and still look like a Botticelli angel who just left a Berlin club. He wears eyeliner like armor, sheer tops like second skin, and stares into the camera like he's daring you to flinch. Whether he's in pearls or PVC, Olly owns it, and you can feel it. Every look says, "This is me, watch closely." What makes Olly so internet-breaking isn't just that he's hot, it's that he's hot on his own terms. In an industry that often pressures queer stars to tone it down, he turned the volume up and made it art. He didn't ask for approval, he handed us a disco ball and told us to dance through the shame. And we did. He's also hilariously self-aware. One minute he's serving red carpet couture, the next he's posting a meme of himself with zero context. That balance between larger-than-life icon and awkward, relatable weirdo is magnetic. He's both the fantasy and the friend. The boy you want to party with and the boy who will ugly cry with you to Robin at 2 a.m. Olly Alexander broke the internet not with shock, but with joy, sensuality, and softness turned defiance. He made queerness look limitless, and he reminded us that sometimes power comes wrapped in glitter and sung in falsetto. Drop a 5 if Olly's your disco soulmate. Bonus points if you've ever cried on the dance floor thinking of him. Dance floor. Miles Heizer, the Tumblr crush, who always looks like he's hiding a poem. Miles Heizer looks like he listens to sad indie music on purpose. Like he'd offer you his hoodie without asking, then write a lyric about it in his notes app at 2 a.m. He's not the loudest, boldest, or most mainstream hot guy on this list, but that's exactly why the internet fell for him. His vibe is pure Tumblr-era daydream, soft eyes, bleached hair, thrifted jackets, and a face that says, "I've felt everything and still want to know how you're really doing." He became a breakout star thanks to his role as Alex in 13 Reasons Why, the emotionally conflicted, complicated teen who made you care way too much about quiet moments. But off-screen, Miles carried that same energy. Low-key, slightly mysterious, and accidentally irresistible. He wasn't chasing fame. He was just existing, and somehow made vulnerability look like the hottest thing imaginable. Miles's Instagram feels more like a mixtape than a portfolio. Grainy selfies, film shots with no captions, awkward angles that somehow still look cinematic. His posts don't scream, "Look at me." They whisper, "If you get it, you get it." And his fans do. Every time he shows up on a feed, there's an unspoken sigh, like a crush from high school just texted "hey" out of nowhere. And then there's the look, the classic Miles Heizer stare, eyelids a little heavy, jaw relaxed, lips slightly parted like he's about to say something profound but never does. It's the kind of visual tension that sends TikTok edits into overdrive. Not because he's flexing, but because he isn't. There's a stillness to him, like he's permanently in that moment right before a first kiss. And that tension? Internet gold. He's also never tried to define his appeal. He doesn't market himself as a heartthrob. He doesn't need to. He lets the awkward silences, soft smiles, and unexpected moments do the work. And somehow, that restraint is more seductive than any shirtless selfie. Though, to be fair, he has posted a few of those, and the comments section lost its mind. Openly gay and refreshingly chill about it, Miles has always moved at his own pace. He's dated fellow actor Connor Jessup, but never turned his relationships into content. He keeps things personal, not performative. And in a world of oversharing, that subtlety is hot. He reminds you that not every story has to be shouted. Some just have to be felt. Miles Heizer didn't set out to become the internet's boyfriend. He just showed up, stayed soft, and let us find him. And honestly, we're still not over it. Drop a 4 if Miles gives you that curl up and share headphones kind of crush. Or if you've already written a poem about him, we won't judge. Being hot isn't just about abs, lighting, or posing shirtless in front of a mirror. Sometimes it's a glance across the room, a soft smile, a refusal to dim yourself down. These 5 men broke the internet not by trying harder, but by being more themselves. Whether it was glitter, stillness, or that quiet kind of confidence that lingers longer than any filter, they each redefined what it means to be desirable, visible, and unforgettable. Now it's your turn. Who had you gasping? Daydreaming? Creating a private playlist? Drop a number from 1 to 5 in the comments and tell us who stole your entire feed. This is Rainbow Spotlight, and we'll see you next time with more stories that shimmer just a little louder than the algorithm.